It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind. What is the sound like me?
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary political, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary political, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary political, oh yo yo.
Good afternoon to you. Or should I even just greet you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to every one of you watching this broadcast tonight. And yeah, you can help me share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Maiyegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀.
Happy New Year to you. Welcome to 2022. Hey, 2022. It seemed so far away in a while back. Well, we are actually now in that 2022, the year that Nigeria will unravel at a different level that you've never seen before. Be prepared. You can call it prophecy. You can call it prediction. You are going to actually get glued to this. Thank you.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki.
Thank you very much.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Ani esunraki.
Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And just once again, if you are watching this is my first broadcast in the year 2022. And it is going to be our own prophecy for this year, not to elate you, not to scare you, but to get you prepared, at least when it happens. You are not going to be caught unaware. And I mean, they will happen, as I'm going to tell you. Today, there is no magic in it. This is a temple of truth where we connect the dots, we connect everything together to project what is so easy for my friends on Maiyegun's Diary Political to do these days. To say, Maiyegun, I get you. It's not really rocket science. You can tell where this is headed, but you need to bring it to life when you are talking to people who seem to have to be those who are going to get caught up in the old brouhaha. So thank you so much if you have your time to spend with me today, the first day of January 2022. Now, let's put it this way. Many Nigerian pastors and, other people have been telling you the doom, the days, the storm, and blah, 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 including those that will die and all that. I am not here for all of that. This is Maiyegun's Diary Political. You know why? Because we treat politics the way it should be treated. Sincerely, truthfully, and openly. That's what we do here on Maiyegun's Diary Political. How would politics shape what is going to happen in 2022? And how does that concern you or affect you? You probably will find out in the course of this conversation as we proceed. You have where we ended it in 2020. It's all about insecurity, corruption, mismanagement, debt, which is borrow, and at the same time, ineffective, corrupt politicians in charge of your country, which has now affected virtually everything in that country. So last year, you knew about, you understood the indebtedness of Nigeria, and you know what it's going to be in 2022. So to start with, don't let anybody deceive you, okay? Most of what you are going to witness in 2022, they are going to be purely political. And this is why you have to pay attention very well. Many of those your favorite people on social media, in fact, on social media, who have stood with you in the trenches for a while, they are going to unravel this year. So to you, my friends, who also have other people you probably listen to, I'm going to tell you or warn you beforehand, 2022 is the year that will unravel a lot, including the revolution that some people dread so much. We'll get to that part. Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria is broke. Nigerian leaders, they have no current solution to stop the hemorrhaging, to stop the bleeding. Nigeria is bleeding economically, and that is man-made, not God. So no pastor will tell you prosperity is coming your way if he actually reads the charts of what Nigeria is bringing to the table in 2022. A reasonable man of God will tell you the truth, prepare you for it. In fact, get you ready enough that when this hits, you can have a means of saying, well, I heard about that from my pastor. He didn't just say we should pray. He said we should pray. And at the same time, we should know what we are praying against and what we're going to prepare for that. That is the job I'm about to do for you now. 2022 is going to be very warm, very hot. Let's use that word. Economically in Nigeria. And where you have this kind of economic agenda towards a country of 200 million people, who currently is the poverty capital of the world, then we all have a reason to be concerned. Nigeria is in debt, was in debt of about 8 trillion naira before these guys came in. At the end of 2020, Nigeria's debt is hovering around 42 trillion naira. Now, they just got an approval to take another 12 trillion naira against the budget of 17 trillion naira for this year. Now, the budget has been signed, even though Buhari said the budget is padded, padded budget story. That's what they do every year. 17 trillion budget, 12 trillion loan. Now, I told you severally last year that every time Nigeria go out there to take a loan, every time Nigeria go out there to agree to any kind of conditional loan from anywhere, call it any name, under whatever condition, or under whatever disguise, so to say, right? But the condition always comes to one thing: you need to devalue your currency. And devaluation of your currency is devaluation of your existence. And that is why, as a Nigerian, who is a medical doctor, right? A medical doctor in Nigeria, a very noble profession, saving lives. The same medical doctor in Nigeria, of the same grade that you are as a medical doctor in Nigeria, compared to your colleagues in other parts of the world, do you know what disparity that comes through, yeah? Apart from the advanced technology and what have you that you will have access to medically, yeah? The other thing is that the economy that they work in. Here, a doctor, well, do I need to even, some will say don't compare UK with Nigeria. Why not? They both read medicine. Medicine is about saving life, isn't it? Right? But they are working in a different economy where in a particular economy, they know what it means to devalue their currency, because devaluing your currency is devaluing the value of your people, their work, their talent, their trade, their art, everything that makes your people as a country. When you devalue your currency, you devalue them. You devalue their trade. Everything they bring to the table is negotiated backward. That's what Nigeria is. When these guys came in, Nigeria was always a dependent country, a country that depends, wholly on most everything they actually use in that country. Most of the raw materials of what they import to sell in Nigeria, they have the raw materials in Nigeria, but the government will never build or deliver on stable electricity that could possibly increase and swell the growth of industries, which in return will strengthen your currency, increase your exportation, and most importantly, create jobs. And when people get jobs, people get to pay taxes. When people pay taxes, then government makes more money. When government makes more money, it cuts down the borrowing, which means your currency can always gain strength based on what you bring to the table. These criminals don't bring anything to the table. It's pretty much about what they can get, what they can take. And who pays for that? You, a medical doctor living like a toilet cleaner in the UK. A medical doctor in Nigeria who is earning a living, somehow is living or whatever he is collecting can be compared to the salary of a toilet cleaner in the UK, currency-wise. Therefore, they created a system whereby they valued people have to find other means of surviving, right? Meanwhile, what that then created is an utopian society where everything is what it is now in Nigeria. Now, let's bring it down again. Economy. The job of your government is not to create jobs. Their job is to create enabling policies, enabling environments for businesses to thrive, for businesses to grow. The businesses will create jobs. That's how you measure success of government. But in 2022, your government budgeted 17 trillion naira. And the way they believe that they are going to make that happen, apart from the fact that 80% of that 17 trillion naira is not even coming to serve you, it's going on there to serve their greed, the loopholes they've opened up, the businesses they've opened up on the problems of Nigeria, which they have turned to real business now, yeah? Like insecurity, like, fighting corruption, where they are relooting the returned loot, relooting the returned loot. So their policy is pretty much like to rig the system. Now, they have 17 trillion naira budgets for 2022 this year. 80% of that is going to serve their greed, like I said. Now, they don't even have the money. That's the most ridiculous part of it. They don't have the money. The money they want to still loot, that they've budgeted to loot, padded and all of that, right? So they have to go borrowing. Now, when they go borrowing, you go sorrowing, because according to them, they can no longer pay for subsidy. They can't continue to make you buy your fuel for 160 naira per liter. No, it's not going to work this year. Year they are talking about is 2022. This is 2022. So they are taking that off any moment from now. I'm actually surprised. Initially, the intel we received was that they were going to remove fuel subsidy this morning, the 1st of January 2022. For some reason, they are possibly trying to watch the mood. But that is going to happen. When that happens, right, then you will find the reality of you ending up, even though your minimum wage is still the same, you end up having to buy a liter of fuel for maybe 300 naira, 320 naira. So when that goes up, NLC will go on a protest. The protest is also business, political. So in the process, somebody who is running for presidency, somebody who is running for this and that, they will now double into it to play all of you. Oh, yeah, I want to be president in 2023. I'm going to meet with the NLC. You will probably feel like petroleum increase, which is going to make our life hell in 2022, is not the only problem. There are others too. Let's deal with it. No, NLC will tell you no. Then suddenly, as usual, business as usual, they will shut down. They will say they have agreed that you, all of you, should start paying maybe 280 naira or even 300 naira per liter. Now, that will be the beginning of what 2022 will be like for you. Because what they are coming to do is to mop everywhere, whatever penny, whatever thing they can see, whatever money they can print, anything they can sell, even if they have to sell some of you, they will sell you this year. And some of you will gladly go to the slaughterhouse where you are sold in this course, because they will package your death sentences in a very sweet, beautiful, well-designed chocolate boxes, and they will deliver them to you in a way that you will agree with them, and you will know you are agreeing to something that is probably never going to leave you the same. So 2022 is that. I'm not, telling you that there will be price increase is not the issue. No. You are going to expect that, right? Telling you that they are going to try and cut it down, or NSC is going to call for a protest and the rest of that. That's not new. Now, what is new is this, right? Prior to that, there will be, kind of a kind of a brewing uprising codedly as we start this year now. You begin to see the the gradual uprising to what these guys felt like they've crushed, the uprising that will culminate or clash with that of the protest against fuel, whatever. And that is the spark that will first shake everybody to say this is 2022. Buhari's government are determined. They are very determined. What? To further use the weapon of poverty, as they have created enough number that can stand up and defend their nonsense. So they are going to use more of that. So they are going to force many of you into a terrible state of financial difficulty. And you should be prepared if you are in Nigeria. If you are a businessman personally, and you've not really been having an issue with money and the rest of that, yeah, what they are going to do to you this year is that your money, as much as they do that to you almost every day, every month, right? They value your money, you may have it up there, but this year, some of your money will disappear, and you will be provoked enough to know that this is the Nigeria that Maiyegun said, if Nigeria happens to you in a way, if it hold you in a very, very tight place, you will scream like the rest of people who are speaking out. And that's what I'm trying to say. They will steal from you. There will be a lot of scandal of pure daylight robbery. And they will dare you. What are you going to do about it? Oh, we discovered that so person stole this, and here is the evidence. What are you going to do about it? So the provocation is going to reach a new height. You know why? It is the political year. So this is where I can't get my own inspiration from. I figured out that this year is the year that those who were jubilating about the the illegal kidnapping, which is extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the illegal detention of Oloye Sunday Igboho, those who jubilated then, this is the moment they are likely going to get to understand what the level of political madness in Nigeria has come to. You see, these two men are going to be freed, but under the same political arrangements. Political arrangement just when these uprisings will begin to gather momentum. This year is the year that many people who have been deceived for so long about the, well, especially in 2020, many of you have been deceived about the murderous killer criminals in eastern Nigeria, sponsored by the Nigerian government, as well as some of these Igbo governors. Yeah, this is the year the expose will bring the destruction that you probably will be shocked to say how the event turned against them, because it is one of the year of awakening, where people who felt like an election could make a difference, right? And those who felt like we should do something before any election. This is the year of that, clearer awakening, where people will be able to decide, what do you really want? Well, I want an election, but not with these guys. Okay. No, I don't want any election. I would rather want we discuss a new constitution, which would then guarantee that every component part of Nigeria still want to be part of Nigeria. This is that year. A year that everything will unravel. You see, as for the Igbo governors, as for the Yoruba governors, this is also the year. Don't make me look like I'm speaking in parable. What I simply mean is that, you see, many people are trying to focus on the possibility of a Yoruba president or an Igbo president or any other region in Nigeria that feels like they deserve to produce the next president, okay? But most importantly, this southern part of Nigeria, many feels like, oh, well, you know what? If it doesn't go in the favor of the southern Nigeria, this is the last sentiment, and I'll break it down for you. The reason why I said this is the year that many of you will decide. You will have clearer understanding of what you would rather go for. Would you participate in a sham election or not? This is the year that you'll be able to know that the decision of some of you are waiting. Let me put it this way. Some of you are waiting that you just want Buhari gone. I just want Buhari gone. I just want all this APC gone. That's not how it's going to be. They are not going anywhere to start with. All right? Some of you are then waiting that maybe, just like you waited in 2019, thinking that Buhari and, Jonathan conceding to Buhari, that's a new thing. Oh, wow. That's the beauty of democracy. If you are losing, you concede. And then you make it easier for the people. No wahala. No. You are dealing with terrorists in government. There's no two way to it. Okay? Now, in 2019, some of you got that disappointment when the entire system that should be working in your interest, protecting your institutions, the military, the police, the INEC, what else? Protecting your institutions, you saw them participated in the worst kind of election you can actually. Not even like the one that brought Buhari himself to power. The one considered by Jonathan. But what did you do? Nothing. You can't do anything. Some said, well, this is the part of democracy that they hated most. So if you are waiting for 2023, I am also waiting for you. I'm waiting for you too. We know how this is going to end. We know how this is going to be played. But some of you are waiting for the last part of it, like you want to know if you still want to believe in Nigeria or not, because you want Buhari gone. But here's the confusion. that will likely make some of you kind of manage your expectation so that when your heartbreak happens, you can easily be able to glue them together. They won't shatter. Because some of you have heard a lot about why Nigeria is not working, why it will never work, why we should be discussing a possibility of a rearrangement that doesn't put Yoruba people under the authority of one country called Nigeria. That is possible before any election. You have no authority or any kind of franchise, so to say, enough to say you can make anybody from Southern Nigeria president. And listen, they have now managed to pit the Yorubas and the Igbos against themselves politically. The Igbos, 100%, if Nigeria is to really be a country where democracy is truly, or let me say their federal character is truly federal character, not Fulani character. So the Igbos are the only one who have never produced the president of Nigeria, elected president of Nigeria. Yeah. And part of what they have been saying is that the Igbos have not been building bridges. They have not been trying to be part of Nigeria, which is completely wrong and lie. This is a lie that they repeat all the time, okay? But I'll get to that. So they have managed to say, you have to fight for it. Who is saying that? The Northern Fulani and the power brokers. Therefore, they are now probably choosing side. As we speak, you can tell. They are now pushing for the Yoruba to be the next president. Some will say, but Maiyegun, what is wrong in that? No, I'm not. Is it not Nigeria? No, I don't have any problem with that. Other than if this system is not going to be supervising the affair of the Yoruba people. That's where I have the problem. Are you with me? Now, in the case, in fairness, right? When such is sent to the southern Nigeria, you will give it to the Igbos, who have contributed economically times 1,000,000% than. No offense. So if you are a genuine Fulani Nigerian, okay, no offense. The Igbos economically have contributed to Nigeria economy 1,000,000 times better than any of the existing Fulanis in Nigeria. When we use the tribe and talk about contribution to Nigeria, they hold the ace when it comes to this business, economy, and the rest of these parts. When you begin to pick them one by one and say, how do you make all these taxes? Who are those paying all these taxes? You will trace them to Igbo businessmen and Igbo businesses. When you talk about politically building alliances and the rest of that, they invested a lot in PDP. And PDP is National Party. Then you will listen to the people from the other side. They will tell you, the Igbos are not trying to build relationship. They got to the point whereby they produced Senate presidents. That means they held the number 3 position in that country. The same position, right, that, Buhari and the rest of them never had the experience of holding. But I'm talking about in fairness now, okay? But the way Nigeria works, you and I know, there is this hidden, unwritten hatred for the Igbos. Let's put it that way. We know that. One of the reasons why some said, listen, this shouldn't be a fight. All right. If you want to have a Nigeria, that should not include the Igbos. Just say it. Let's all be sincere. There's no big deal here. And the only way to make that happen is for you, if you can't trust them to hold the affairs of the country, no joke, put a referendum there in northern Nigeria. Tell them to choose and say, you from all this northern Nigeria, Christians, Muslims, all of them, say, will you vote for an Igbo president in 2023? And if you do the poll, post it online. There is this unwritten bias and hatred towards them. And when they say they want to leave, and Nigeria says no, then how do you want them to be part of a country, one country, yeah, that they are not trusted, but they have to be part of it? That's part of the confusion that is going to get clearer this year, all right? Many of you are going to get to know those who have always been against the fairness, the equity, the equality, the justice that is missing in this system. Those who have made that happen. This is the year that you should open your eyes, because they are always there. They're going to come out again. They're going to tell you that they have a new solution, especially maybe PDP. So, talking about contribution again, just once again, talking about contribution, you can't, for example, let's say, what is Buhari's contribution, or let me say, what is a Katsina State's contribution to Nigeria that is more than the contribution of Abia State to Nigeria economically? I'm not comparing the two states now. We are comparing their association with Nigeria. But a Katsina man, a Daura man, who contributed absolutely nothing, a leech, a scavenger, a scrounger, who is so useless that he was thrown out of government, right? For 30 years, he had 30 cows. 30 cows in 1988, 30 cows in 1998, 30 cows in 2008, 30 cows in 2015. But today, well, I think they said it's 150 cows, wherever. His son is a jobless young man who is now a title holder in Daura. What is that contribution? I'm just saying you should ask yourself so, okay? I'm saying this, talking about equity, fairness, justice, inclusiveness. So this year, as they have pitted the Yorubas and the Igbos to fight for presidency, now fight to finish. You know, me and you, even though this is Maiyegun's diary political, our own political experimentation is completely different from the criminals we talk about, because you can easily tell how vulnerable they are and then how confident they are in their vulnerability. So when you fight, or when they fight, and some of you will support them, argue, do all of that, what you are missing is that the presidency, or whatever you want to call it, in 2023, if it ever happens, it's not for you, for any of you. Because electorally, they said, now game of number. As we speak, in northern Nigeria, apart from those that they have paid to go around that to be endorsing Tifnumbu and gang, that's where I'm coming to those of you who are waiting for your 2023. This is the year it will unravel. You will see, you will meet your reality this 2022, not 2023. The core interest in northern Nigeria is that Buhari's time as president of Nigeria is a mistake and is a waste. It never benefited them. So religiously, they are attached, as many of them are religiously attached to the terrorists killing them. They are also religiously attached to the leaders who allowed the killings or who give freedom to the killers. Do you get that now? But to them, Buhari is a waste. Just like every one of you believe. His tenure is APC government and the rest of them, they are pure waste. Therefore, the northern Nigeria would rather do something to get a better candidate from northern Nigeria to do a better 8 years that will stop killings in northern Nigeria, that will stop the poverty in northern Nigeria, the kidnapping in northern Nigeria, and every other thing that that Buhari has currently unleashed on them. So that internal sentiment is with them, and according to them, it's a game of number. What do we need? Why not just let's make it easier? People of southern Nigeria are so stupid enough that they can continue to argue about APC, PDP, but we are more interested in power, and the longer we keep it, the better for us in their own world. In southern Nigeria, you know, you can say, I will never do this, I will never vote for that. That's your business. you don't have anything to change the tide. The entire vote that they can write for themselves from southern Nigeria, cannot make Tinubu a president. And just like the magic of the surprise that awaits many of you, this is the year that you are going to feel it, right? Now, in PDP, they already demarcated Eastern Nigeria. Are you with me? In APC, they've already, it was like a Tifnumbu, Oshibade, you know what I mean? No one else. Meanwhile, Ayade of Cross River, Devulumayi of Ebonyi, these two, and just recently, they started mentioning, well, let's put it this way, these two who have crossed over from PDP to APC, they feel like maybe, surprisingly, at least they can play ball. They can beat the zombie to anybody who won't give them the power. Maybe they will nominate them to represent the Eastern Nigeria. And Eastern Nigeria, in a way, they can use the presidency to make the Biafrans believe in Nigeria again, possibly. So, and the person they are looking at will be either Ayade of Calabar, Devulumayi of Ebonyi, or Pius Anyim, former Senate president, or Okorocha, the the leader of unknown gunmen, according to Oples Uzodinjo, the current Supreme Court governor of Imo State. They shall all link together. These are the potential people that are likely to be considered, but they are just like to make up the numbers, right? Because you know what? Those who are even Biafrans, Igbos, they rule themselves out. So this year, many of them are going to tell you the Fulani they told you was so bad, so deadly. Atifku is a Fulani man, but they are going to tell you Atifku is different. It's a different Fulani man. And all these clashes, somebody like me will be here, because that is when you begin to see the second-hand game. Whatever they promise themselves to quench the, to stop the agitation and campaign for self-determination, a better constitution, and the renegotiation of the existing Nigeria among the ethnic nationalities. Normal, common sense demand, if you ask me, yeah? So, they have, the reason why they clamped on these, regional agitators, yeah, is about to be used this year. You see all the Igbo politicians who agreed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be kidnapped. Sorry, give me one sec. All the Igbo governors that agreed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be kidnapped, and some of them working on the ground to ensure that IPOB is, is prescribed as they've, succeeded, and the rest of them, yeah? Whatever they promised them, like many of you also feel like there's this strong arrangement between Tifnumbu and Buhari. They are going to give him the power, blah, 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 blah. Once they begin to see the sign that everything they promised them again, then they will turn against themselves. They will push and ensure the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. They will push and secure the unconditional release of Oloye Sunday Igboho. And as I've been told, this January, the fire will start. Like this fire will start burning everywhere. And you will feel it. Here is your own role. When this whole thing starts happening, please don't sit on any fence. Right? Don't sit on any fence. Don't laugh at it. Don't read and pass. Take action. What's your action? You will then remind those and say, you see this thing happening, it's going to get worse. So if all of us no gather, chase these people, that's the only way. I said you have 530 days to the end of Buhari and APC in 2023. And somebody said, Maiyegun, are you sure that Buhari is going to finish, or APC is going to finish this, their fraudulent, murderous government before Nigerians says enough? I said, well, I'm not a pastor, right? And I'm also never going to predict that that is impossible. That is where you come in. You've heard me. These are key points to tell people to get ready. And tell them, when you say no election, it's not a threat. Listen, when you say no election in 2023, there are other things people are saying. People say there are things that can be done. This is 2022, Abi. Yeah. Now, if Nigeria want to avoid any crisis that it can manage, if the rest of the world really want to pay attention to what is going on in Nigeria, right? There can be a conversation that can completely be sealed, agreed, and implemented from the next 6 months. What do I mean by that? People said this is not working. They don't want a rigged system that will make Borno State a state that has been ravaged for 12 years by terrorism. A state with almost with 27 local government, but only 4 or 5 local governments operating, where you have over 20 local government areas currently in the control of terrorists. But that same state collects allocation. Those local governments, they get paid every month, and the same money goes to the same pocket, whoever is in charge of the state capital, the governor. But on the day of election, the same states where we have been reading the killings, the displacement, the refugees and all of that, yeah, where people have been displaced from their homes. When election comes, you will see them deliver 4 million votes. No void. A sort of a, what do you call it? A sort of a thieving system. A system that rubbishes those who deserve better because they work for better. A system that can make a Daura illiterate farmer to be pushed under the guise of honesty, sincerity, and blah, 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 other nonsense, integrity. And then lead the rest of the country into more poverty. Poverty. Unsafe country. I don't know if you get that. So the same people who push that, in a way, sorry, I just got a comment there. It's a zoological republic scam. Anyway, let's push it to another side. So you, as a person, you can talk to people using all these points. Because you know what? People can say, you know what? Let's decide the type of government we want to have. Let's decide how we want to rule ourselves. In fact, you know what? Let's break our elections to this part. Let everybody conduct their own elections in their region. Elect their own representatives according to their dictates, according to their own wants. Let's choose that. Let no one sit somewhere announcing results that you all have to abide with in a rigged system. And you can't question it because the court is also rigged. Yes, this can be done between now and June for a country that want to work. But do you know what that means? That simply means that there will be no Buhari. But you first remove anything president of Nigeria using 14 presidential jets, going abroad for that moment that one will end. Everybody will just they call it in Yoruba, we call it Amakwingariwa. Do you understand that now? So that power, concentrated power, you take that back. And then you fight for a new, that moment you can then push a new constitution and say, well, this is going to be the new constitution of this confederacy. I don't know if that's called, this is not federation, confederacy or whatever. That is the step towards saying, bye-bye you, say go Bill. You get what I mean? But they won't do that. But we can make that happen. That's why we say you should break it up to save lives. Break it up to save lives. Lives are precious. As they are killing killing in the north, they are killing in the east. As they are killing in the west, they are killing in every other places there. You know what I mean? So you, as a person, you should take it upon yourself to encourage your brothers and sisters that this can be rejected, this can be resisted. This is politics. Whether you like politics, whether you don't like politics, our daily existence revolves around it. And in all sincerity, wrong people have been left to make those decisions. this is the time for you to get involved. Getting involved means having the right information. When you have the right information, you harm yourself enough to go and speak to other people. Right information open minds. It encourages competition. It encourages a lot of a push which is pushing humanity to their extreme. When you push human to their extreme, the next expected thing is that he or she should become creative. The creativity in him or her is what would then push back. Is what you call fight back. When you are equipped with with the right information, Nigeria is going to get tougher. I don't know how to say it better. It is going to get tougher this year. Many of you are still going to lose your jobs. Probably not because of your making, not because you're not so good. Some of your businesses are going to lock up. Everything they are planning for this year is to milk every one of you that survived 2021. This is 2022. So they will make everything they can. And the worst fear is this, which is been in the pipeline a long time ago. And my worst fear particularly is the economy. Because to me, when people's economic power has been weakened or completely taken away from them, you've taken away their existence. You've weakened their existence. You've weakened their self-esteem. You've weakened their psychologically, you have destroyed them. Therefore, they are just going to be your willing to. That's more dangerous because you know why? When they do that, it's also increased the insecurity, increased the crime, and the crime increased insecurity. That scares me more. And with what these guys have in pocket for you, this 2022, it will be ideal to begin to build the courage of resistance. It will be ideal to begin to build the community of resistors. It will be ideal to begin to encourage people to understand the calamity, the consequences of all the sweet talk, of all of the fake prophecies, all of the fake prayers, expectations that will materialize, things that will make you become so stupid and sometimes depressed enough when you come to that reality that you've been worthless or they've made you worthless after all. So I'm saying this to you now, that you need that your mind, you need that your brain. They are going to toy with with you this year. Tifnumbu is going to declare that he's going to be president before the end of January, even as if to say he hasn't already. We know he has. And as I'm talking to you, those they have mobilized, I read it in the news just before I came on, that 2,500 mullahs, they want to pray for Tifnumbu to be your president in 2023. It don't start with that. Go to the mosque, go to the churches. They will begin to throw it at you. What are you going to do? You're going to just sit down there and let your pastor talk to you about Tifnumbu and all these guys in your church? You're just going to sit? Or are you just going to sit down there and let that fake afar take the pulpit and start talking to you about these criminals and begin to compare them to your to your prophets? Are you just going to sit down there? I'm talking to you today. If you want to make this prophecy to come to life, you must be ready to act as well. And resisting people who lie to you. You know what they do? They use the religion. They use everything to hoodwink you. This is how it works. The 2,500 mullahs want to pray for Tifnumbu's presidency. So many of them have already been praying for his presidency in their mosque every morning. Yeah? Because they send the rabbi to them every now and then. But are you going to sit down there and let those criminals lie to you, lie to the people in the name of that religion? Are you? I challenge you. I challenge you. Now, when we talk about resisting, I'm talking about what should you do? Maiyegun, what should we do? They are going to lie to your faces. Non-criminals are going to come to you and give you solutions to the problems they created. You're going to sit down there, you're going to listen to them. They have wonderful, flowery words and all of that. And you're going to walk away and pretend that you don't know them. Nah, come on. So when you begin to have that, Afa, Malim, sir. Yes, sir. Nijo ni. I'll say it in English very soon. No. Nijo ni. Te fe ku nínú yàrá ńbẹ̀ un. Tájì à ń sáré kiri. Tá ń sáré kiri bá ṣe gbé yín lọ hospital, tá gbé yín lọ anything. Tá rush yín dé general hospital. Tọ́ni kò sí generator. Tó máa fi start kíní. Tá sáré rush yín gírígírí. Ó di dìde olú private hospital. Àtúrówó asáré lọ ta ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rántí pé asáré ta ilẹ̀ yín kan ni. Ẹ̀yin lẹ wá dúró síbi ìyá àfà. Lẹ dúró síbi ìtẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu 2023. Àfà. Ẹ sì bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. I want you to be like that. What I said there is this. You see, in Yoruba land, right? You see all these funny affairs. They talk so sweetly. They can make a devil look like an angel. And you will sit down there and you'll be like, I didn't know that, Sha. They will tell you how many thousands of people Tinubu sent to Mecca every year. I say, Egbolon Tobi, Allahu Akbar. So you can face them. That's what I just told my people. They said, you can face such afar that stand up in your mosque where you went there to pray, to listen to the word of God. And they change it to start talking, because they will change it and start talking about 2023, where you go there to pray jejely in your Friday, on your Jumat prayer. So I just told my people that I said, why can't you just say it to their first face? For example, out Tinubu and his gang, how they have almost killed you afar. Do you remember when you nearly died? That we were trying to take you to the hospital because there's no ambulance to call. You were nearly died. We got to the hospital, the general hospital. They said there's no drug or there's no generator. We had to rush you down to another private hospital where we sold your land to pay for the medical bill. You are far. You are standing there in front of us. You are telling us and comparing Tinubu with prophet this, prophet that. Afar, you should fear God. Say it to them. Don't sit down there and pretend that it doesn't matter. Tell people, begin to tell people to know how to, you know what I mean, to walk away. Stage a walk away. When they begin to preach about Tinubu in your mosque, tell people to stand up. You know what? In Jamon, I don't know why you are here. They are going to lie to you. They will bring rice here. They will bring money here, everything. They will use the Quran, chapter this. Using all those myriad of nonsense to sell lies to you. So you can tell people to stand up and walk away. At least you have finished your prayer, haven't you? You finished the prayer. So what else are you waiting for? Walk away. When you begin to resist like that, when you begin to tell people, do something. Don't sit down there. If you go to the church and they start comparing this Malachi with Molokai with Shadraki or Malaki, who the fuck are they? Sorry about that for those who have children around. Genuinely, I didn't want to say that. But who the hell are they? You are a Yoruba man, you are a Igbo man, you are an Hausa man, Fulani woman, Efik, Ijo, Ishekiri. Who the hell is Malaki and this thing concerning this no electricity in Nigeria, no job, no food, insecurity? Tell him, Pastor, shut up. Stand up in the church and tell him, say it to his face. Don't talk like that. Don't let him curse you. You know, he's the pastor. All this business, don't cast. Say it to his face. Say it to your pastor's face. When he begins to tell you, begin to try to manipulate your brain. Begin to try to manipulate your brain enough that they are beginning to insert some fake Bible quote to hoodwink you. Say it to his face. Aye nyole da pastor. Nikuri. In this Nigeria, you are standing there, pastor, preaching about leadership. Oshofo ni tomo. Say it. Don't touch my anointing. Don't touch my anointing. If you have a chance, slap that animal on the face. Don't slap anybody. That's violent. I'm just joking. All right? But that's enough. Just stand up. Tell him. Don't say this. Get a megaphone. Put a small megaphone in your bag. If you know that your pastor is the type that always come with lies. This is the year. Don't pretend. You see all this prophecy. Now business. They have their targeted audience. And you should never be one of them. If you go to your church and they begin to use Malachi and Joshua, and they begin to compare Joshua with Ruth, Abi Esther, Abagedonian, whatever it is that they are going to use to try to deceive you. Chapter this, verse that. Once they don't, they put Tinubu inside. Once they don't, they put this. Don't they put that? Yeah. Don't they put all those jara? Stand up. Use your megaphone. Ole. Shout. Tell people. You know, if all of you no be mumu, you better walk out of here now. Make a video. Encourage other people to do it in their churches. Let this 2022 be the year you will unravel too. Do something. Sorry if I'm shouting. I think I just felt like that's a very good point, isn't it? You know, like, yes, do something. Resist. Tell them to their faces. They can't do you anything. Nobody's going to curse you. Do you get that? Do something. Because this year, we are going to find ourselves, we are going to encourage ourselves, we're going to stand up. So that means, you know, we're going to stand up against them. We're not going to be violent. You know, we're not going to be violent. I mean, doing that. There are ways. You are resistors. You can resist them to their faces. They will go back and say, oh boy, people know they like me because they talk about politics in my church. Yes, pastor, stay away from politics. If you want to say anything about politics, tell people to run away from these criminals. Don't try to persuade them which criminal is better, which one is not better. And don't use your fake Holy Spirit and blood of whatever nonsense or blood of a goat or whatever you are using to deceive people, right? Don't use that one to hoodwink anybody. Don't be hoodwinked, all right? Holy Spirit is not Nigerian. Or maybe their own Holy Spirit is Nigerian anyway. It's all fraud. When anybody try to use, to pull wool over your eyes, trying to tell you that maybe you are not thinking straight. Let God lead you. Focus. You need to stay focused. You need to pray, focus. Let God guide you. God don't guide us. God say we could run away from the criminals who brought this calamity upon us. You, pastor, don't goddamn try to sugarcoat it. And you, my brethren, from the temple of truth, you should never fall victim of those criminals. Are you with me? I need a drink. What should we do? Resist. How should we resist? Reject their preachings and show it. Don't talk about it. Show it. Don't let anybody talk you out of expressing yourself. Don't be violent about it. Tell people to walk away. Do all those, right? Every other thing is still going to join. When the mood begin to spread that way, the reason is this. So somebody said, Maiyegun, you can't tell people not to vote. If they don't vote, these people will write it. Of course, it's not what they do. Stop feeling guilty. That's something that people always try to do to you. They try to make you feel guilty. That if you don't vote, they will choose their whatever. Guys, listen. The system, is like a shared territory, okay? In southern Nigeria, there are people who knows that they are the owners of here or there. And behind the scene, everyone you see that emerge politically in anything, whatever under permutation that they come in last minute, before time or whatever, those who share Nigeria, they have their geographical spread. In Yoruba land, for example, Tifnumbu owed a particular part, which is half of Lagos, not even the entire Lagos, if things should be challenged properly in a way. But again, I'm talking about people, not what is stolen, okay, or what it controls. And then when you go to the other part of Yoruba land, you realize that everybody is like the lord of the manor. But within the local politics in those areas, you have people who are like those who decide what happened or who gets what. Okay? So which means as long as their nest is being feathered, whatever political journey they want to take, as long as they are in a way taken care of, right? It doesn't matter. As long as Nigeria exists, there will always be something to feed on. And that is why, if you manage to learn the habit of resisting them, when they talk, you tell them to shut up. Don't talk like that to Agbalagba. When you talk like that, it's like, you don't even get home training. Tell them which home training Tinubu got. Who gave all these looters, all these criminals who are looting Yoruba land, looting everything, building lives for their children, and then depriving yours. the better life, depriving you the better life and the rest. Who train them? Which kind of home training? That's what I ask people. Say you know, get home training. Don't talk to elders like that. Say, shut up. And you weary. Which home training? Who trained Aregbe Mugbo to bankrupt Oshun? Aregbe Mugbo Baba Kabiru. Who trained him? Which home training he got from his mother? Is that what his mother trained? Those who are stealing your money, who trained them? Which home training did they get? I have never stolen money from you. I have not. I have never signed any check for you. I have never made any law for you. I have never been part of those who write your budget or who spend your budgets. I'm a victim of a rigged system. You are a victim of a rigged system. Do you get what I mean now? So the criminals who brought this upon you, which home training did they get? Who trained them? Is that a proper home training? If you ask me. So tell them, if they bring it like that, explain to them the way I just explained. Election is all rigged. I know about it. I know all about it. Do you get that now? Our election, at least with the ones I have witnessed in Yoruba land myself, which many of you know too. Is that what you call election? Is that what you call election? So Yorubas can conduct better election that is reliable, dependable, and in fact, fair. Especially if they won't have to go and call in the military to come and shoot at the voters or chase away those they consider as their opposition and what have you. Yes, that's the kind of land we want to have. And that can be had before the elections. So you can have your 2023 election, of course. So we can have it both. That's the point. A new constitution will determine how the election is going to be conducted. They did it in some of these South American countries. Give me a name. There's one that did it recently. I don't want to guess wrong. They had to come together. I think it's Chile, is it? They had to come together to write a new constitution that suited them, that addressed all their concerns as a people from every part of that country before they decided that, okay, yeah, we can now go and have election. And if this one no work, we'll go write another one. That should be what it is in Nigeria. But you know how it is. And you know the beneficiary. So what we are saying is that, yes, you can have your election in 2023. Of course, why not? If that, but you can decide how it is going to be. Amending this fraudulent document called 1999 Constitution won't give you a better election. I know it won't. I don't know about you. I don't know how much you've ever got involved in elections in Nigeria. I have been involved in elections in Nigeria from 1999. No joke. And I can tell you about fraudulent, fake polling units that is common within their own, even their own electoral body, INEC. Imagine you as a politician now, if you want to contest election in 2023, you have to go and get the INEC, somebody in INEC who will give you the data of the existing original registered voters and polling units. And then they will tell you, we have other ones that they call it loading it. What do? They create fake polling units all about. And those fake polling units, they will have voters. They will have ballot papers allocated to them on election day. And all the votes there, unopposed, they will all be added to the main vote. This rigging system, we know how it works, but it will never be cleaned. How? Even when the INEC Abuja, you have biometric, you are conducting election, okay? If you have voting age, what you will do is that you go and register. They will take your biometric. Once they take your biometric, that's computer, digital ID. That means nobody can be you, isn't it? But the INEC in Abuja said they don't have the data where they keep all those, where they keep those information. No? Of course they do have it, but you know, it's going to make them possibly make a Buhari lose election. So why? They denied it. And heaven no fall. They will tell you heaven no go fall. So that kind of system is what is being asked to be changed, addressed. All these concerns that is making every part of Nigeria just want to get out of this whole arrangement. All of that can be addressed before any election for a country that is bleeding like Nigeria. If those who are going to be parading themselves as your alternatives in 2022, 2023, if they have sense and they actually love that country. But they don't have sense. They don't love that country. Why are you kind of pushing yourself to Say, I just thought that, Nigeria can still be great. How? So I've just told you, the criminals are going to come. They're going to run for governors. They're going to run for Senate. They're going to run for president. They're going to bombard you with lies. You're going to be there arguing about who is better or not. And as Nigerians, because you love your criminals differently, you love your thieves differently. Okay, my thief is better than your thief. My criminal is better than your criminal. This is your moment. This is your year of unraveling. So when you are going to do or fight yourself or whatever, well, I'm just saying it to you today that, they will bombard you with all these lies, but you should never fall for any of them. If you do fall for any of them, please don't blame devil. Don't blame anything that will come later. It's something that doesn't have anything to do with you now. Me, as the chief priest of the temple of truth, I'm using this moment to say, for those of you who have received this message, to every one of you who has taken this our time to digest this message, to every one of you who is also going to act on this message this year, I am going to put the anointing of this temple of truth on you right now. When you talk, they will listen. When you call, they will answer. When you lead, they will follow, and the Spirit will be able to lead. You will receive that as your own watchword, as your own torchlight as you go into 2022. We need more people to understand what this is going to be for them and how are they going to counter it. You would have to. Many of us abroad that are going to also stage international pressure, especially on the prisoners of conscience, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as well as Oloye Sunday Igboho, and most of our people that have been locked up all across Nigeria by this Dracula government, murderous government, led by the genocidist, jihadist, and the terrorist apologist in Nigeria. So I've called on you that this year, the prophecy says it is the year of resistance. And our resistance starts from our mind. Some said we needed a revolution of the mind. 2022 is the beginning of that revolutionary mind. You should subscribe to it. Find where you fit in. See where you could probably play well. See a role you can act well. From wherever you are all over the world, I can talk and touch you. You can talk and touch others too. Make it a call and don't shy away from it. Happy New Year to every one of you. My friends, somebody said I should open the line. Maybe I should for another half an hour. What do you think? But before we actually do that, if you have been with me all this while on YouTube, on Facebook, do you mind taking a minute to subscribe if you haven't? Like this video if you haven't, then share it. And when I get back, we'll start taking calls. How about that? Hello there. Can you hear me? I actually have a caller. So let's see. Me, sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, happy new year to you. You're live, by the way. So your name?
Thank you, Maiyegun. I will not tell you my name right now. I just want to say happy new year to you.
Okay.
I've been
happy
working
new year to you.
for a while, and I can tell you I'm calling from the United States. I love the program you did yesterday, and I was the one that texted you to let you know that I'm a woman, but my own husband is the one that tells me that I'm letting you, Maiyegun. I'm old enough to be your mom, by the way. Letting
Lovely.
you turn my head.
Really?
So it's always, but I'm working on him, because the only thing I want to say is that this fight is real, and I use the different age group to my analysis. How we deal with that differently.
That's right.
People your age and someone my age that grew up, we've always known that Nigeria was not for us. Because even when I was in primary school, the first time I went to Uniben,
right,
and then I had somebody in my class, I'm in the medical line, who did not even have 1/4 of what we scored, and it's in that class. And I have cousins that scored a lot, and they are still at home. They couldn't get in. And I was like, how did that happen? Are we not all supposed to be all Nigerians? Can you hear me?
I'm very well with you, Ma. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We are all listening. I'm just listening to you. Please, go on.
Okay, so we have always known. But, the thing there is that, like you also say, is that some people left Nigeria, but Nigeria did not leave them. And the bottom line is that once they are benefiting from it, everybody is suffering from belly lecture. It's all about their stomach now. And because of the situation of things, it's what will I eat? And Maslow's law say that, you have to deal with that first before you can talk to people. And also, even if you listen to the Good Samaritan, what do we need now? Because that man he met on his way that was beaten by armed robbers and everything, what he needed was safety and care. So what our people need now, we can tell them from here to tomorrow. I mean the grassroots, they know what is going on. They feel it. Even when we talk about separation, I want you to focus more on the positivity of what they will get by us living. You get what I mean? Even though they know it, but we have to put it in there, because of sometimes remember that 70%, I'm not saying they are mad, them have, because of the trauma. And
you are even being generous, man. A minister of health in Nigeria said 79 to 89% Nigerians have mental problem, but some of them can still manage it. So that's why they appear like they are normal. But it's obvious our country is not normal.
Yes. All this trauma that people are going through, all these things that we've been going through from colonization up to now. I mean, it's enough to make people go crazy. So also when you put that in mind, we just have to be charitable. I know that because I live with people who are still one Nigerian, and every day they want to talk about the problem of Nigeria. And then when you want to tell them, okay, what is the way forward? Some people still think that, the thing is so bad now because the North or the Fulanis have just taken everything and put their people there. So their people now think that they can be doing whatever. And I say, okay, what of 10 years ago? Tell me what was good in Nigeria. What of 20 years ago? Tell me what was good in Nigeria. So you see what I mean?
Was good. They just learn how to adapt. It is this Buhari's government that possibly squeeze everybody beyond their comfort. That's why the scream is louder now.
The squeeze is going to get. It's just like in America. It's not like there was no racism, right?
Yes.
But when Trump came in, Trump wasn't hiding it. right? So it was making it, he was blunt. What can you do to him? But that even it becomes so hard for
like
people
it's normal.
to even,
Just speak your mind, say it. You don't mind what anyone feels. It doesn't matter. Just say your
yes,
mind.
they
Say it
just
out.
say it before they, if they see you, at least they will keep quiet.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that is happening in Nigeria. So, in the nutshell, Happy New Year. But I want to also encourage you that when you do, just also be charitable when you talk to them and let them see that there's a lot of
the positivity benefit of what it will be if they all manage to look at it for a second. I agree with you, ma. Thank you.
I took education for one. Okay, there are some people I know today, without the Awolowo, the time that we went to school, we had some form of free education.
That's right?
Mm-hmm. Even in America here, bear in mind that as rich as they are, people go to public school. They don't pay a dime.
That's right.
They give them free lunch. And they also give them transportation. This is America. So when you see all those things, so that they can, don't they want that? So when you see somebody coming to do, they are not doing you a favor.
No.
That is what a developed country should be like. So you put it that way. I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
I will work on that. Thank you so much for your input, ma. I really appreciate it. So Happy New Year. Let me take another call too, just like you said.
Thank you.
You have a good one, okay? So hello there. Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy
my brother.
Year, ma.
Be a years of abundant blessing for you, and may the protection of God abide with you and your family.
Amen. All that is yours. Thank you.
Amen. It's a year of breakthrough. We've all been waiting for 2022 to come. We've been desperately waiting for it.
That's right.
And now it's here. Yes. Come on. I'm going to love this game. Because this is the period I call desperado politicians.
The moment
they will throw everything. Oh, yes. They will throw everything, and I mean everything, in there. Lie. They will even import double liar Muhammad and then get all these so-called social media bandits. They will increase them because, honestly speaking, it has never been this far. Never. Ever since I've been born. And I'm not a baby. I've never seen it this bad. And I've never seen it this loud. This is 21st century. And I will keep saying it. 21st century. We are no longer in that era of keep quiet. The youth of nowadays, they are the one I call Zazu youth.
Sorosuke. Zazu say.
Zazu get. I want to make it. They will hear what? 2022, they will throw everything. Violence, they will forget violence on its own. They will try and intimidate. They will come with bags of lies. They've started coming already. Let's vote for people that will restructure. If this so-called boo-boo refuse to listen, let's vote for those who will. I said, look, this is another line.
How long do you think, ma? How long do you think it's going to take them? Even Tinubu can come out and talk about Biafra. Yes. That's, like you said, a year of desperation, the year for the desperados, right? Tinubu will come out and talk Yoruba Nation in this thing where we see they enter. That's why I said the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, the likes of Oloye Sunday Igboho, this is when those who laughed at them will wish they never laughed at them. This is the year.
Yeah. They will come. Because right now, they don't know the card to put on the table.
No.
Because the moment they put their card on the table, these cards get counter. And the funniest thing is, those people that are busting their bubbles are the ones they can touch. And I mean the diasporans.
I'm with you, ma.
Those Those in Nigerians, they can try and intimidate them.
Intimidation.
But those in diaspora, they can't stop us from talking. They cannot come and arrest us.
No.
They can't stop us from protesting.
No.
They can't stop us from releasing press statements. And they can't stop us from moving ahead. No. They don't know what is coming. Oh, more bad. They will still hear what we call
you know what somebody told me? You know what somebody told me, Ma? Yeah? He said, you said that Nigeria, they have already poured gasoline. Buhari has poured gasoline everywhere. And there are people who are working with lighter. They are working about with lighter. Now, this 2022, Buhari will see that Nigeria is actually bigger than him, right? For sometimes, they've made them feel like they are so powerful, untouchable, invincible. 2022 is here. The mad people who always question on people's vulnerability. Now, 2022, we'll go find out. Walking about with lighter.
We go find out. I want this ranked politicians. They will find out. They too will hear where there is nothing called. Yorubas are not going to go into violence that way.
No.
But Yorubas we are highly intelligent.
And we have our way.
And for the first time, they hear Yorubas saying it loud and clear. We've had enough.
Yes.
Even Laye Abiola, Kotoyi.
No.
Laye Abiola, they will get Afenifere and all those so-called pocket politicians and only
opportunities.
They will pay them. Yes, they will pay them and then they will come out and say, Yorubas, let us calm down. This time around, they will come out and every time they are out to release their press statement, people from all over America, United Kingdom, they counter it.
We counter it. You have Maiyegun now. At least if nobody will do the better countering. You know me now. You can always rely on me.
Oh, yes. I trust. I trust. Somebody was even saying what the plan is, they should let Maiyegun know. They will hear when. Nigerians all over the world.
Exactly.
They are ready to put their mouth. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I want to see, Ma? Yeah, I want us to publicly, right, reject them when they come to. I want to see people have the audacity, right, to stand up and say, like walk out. I want to see that in 2022.
I did. In one of their meetings.
Yeah.
Their so-called kid came to United Kingdom last year, late last year.
Right.
I stood there, Koro, and I challenged him. I challenged him in the hall. The man was like,
Kilo Devayo. We need more of that.
A whole governor. A whole governor. I challenged him straight away. That please, don't tell us this. This is the situation. Don't come here and tell us what is not. And they haven't seen anything. Because 2022, out of the racing, they will come to they will travel down all over the diaspora.
Oh, they are coming to UK, to America, to Canada, to come and deceive all of you. We need people who are going to stand up in those gatherings and then end the programs when they come. We need them 2022.
It's not going to happen. They know it's not going to happen. Because Nigerians are Ojuwatila. Kò sí ọ̀bọ kankan ní Ìdànrè mọ́. Gbogbo ọ̀bọ Ìdànrè ló ń lo sunshade.
Wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mà.
Gucci àti Fatachi ni wọ́n ń lò.
Mo gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mà o.
Kò sí ìtòsí ẹ̀ lo ṣíngbáì. Kò sọ́bọ kankan ní Ìdànrè. Gbogbo ọ̀bọ Ìdànrè wọ́n lo ṣíngbáì 199. Gucci àti Fatachi ni Gaga tán lò. Gbogbo wa láti jẹ Smarties. Kò wá ti gbàgbé Panadol. Panasharp là ń lò nísìn. Let them come to the diaspora. We will face them.
We will face them. And that is one another thing. If anybody has any information, somebody is coming, just tell us. Don't worry about the lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and all of them. Don't worry, we can handle them. Just tell us when they have any program anywhere in the UK, in America. Mobilize. Don't go alone. No, mobilize.
We will be there. We will mobilize people and we will be there. We will challenge them.
That's right.
We will debunk their lies. We will debunk their so-called history that they want to come and sell to us. It's not going to work.
Thank you so much, man.
They will hear
Let me take another call. It's been a pleasure again. Happy New Year once again, man. It's so wonderful last year.
Thank you, my brother. God
Thank you,
bless you.
God bless you too. So I'll take Elder Olaoluwa making his first phone call onto Maiyegun's Diary Political 2022. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year. Oh. Hello.
Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year, Pastor.
You are welcome, brethren. Elder, I keep saying brethren. Brethren is for all of us, right? But we have elders, we have veterans, and we have, you know, our Mafadra Jagun all over the world. So, Elder, you are live. Please, people always kind of get angry with me when you are with me, right? Sometimes they feel like I don't give you enough time, forgetting that I have to also manage all the time and all that. So, please, save me from them. Just, you know, make it snappy enough that we can get to where we are going. 2022, the year we are going to unravel. What do you think?
Yes. Pastor.
Sir.
You know, all that I say, it be like say, you guys don't know the job you are doing. You don't know the importance of the job you are doing.
Tell us.
You know before.
Sir.
You know, all these Agberu, headed by Obasanjo, Babangida, Gowon, all of them, they will be shaking like jelly when they are talking about unity of Nigeria. Nigeria is not negotiable. They will be shaking like jelly when they are saying it. Do you see now, with the help of you guys, do they burn their mama now to talk like that anymore? They are in defensive now. They are defending.
They said we should they said we should love ourselves. For Nigeria to be good, we need unity. They are begging. You are right.
Okay, which lawful? So do they love anybody? Okay, this year 2022.
Yes.
Okay,
yes, sir.
The real fight starts. If you see, excuse me, if you see what is going on, now, all these the political gladiators from the south.
Yeah.
They are very dangerous. You know what they are doing now? Especially in the southeast, they are now negotiating for northerner now. In the southwest, the chief negotiator for northerners in Yoruba land is Makinde in Ibadan. Okay? Yes. In the south, headed by Wike. These people are very dangerous. Now, many of them are jostling for Atiku. Atiku is a Fulani from Cameroon. It's not Fulani from Nigeria. It's a Fulani from Cameroon, for God's sake.
And mind you, so now you talk Malamu talk amo. They say law by law. Atiku is not Nigerian. I just thought I should clear that. Continue, sir.
Maiyegun, do you want to know them more than themselves? Their family, and they told us. That's what they told us.
And we heard.
Okay, and we heard it.
Yes.
So now, anybody, you know what is paining me,
sir?
Yeah, you know what is paining me. I was reading the NDR report of Nigeria government and Nigeria economy last night. I was looking at it, and I was watching when this man was trying to analyze it, Bismarck, or I forgot his name. Now, there are four or five companies that made the highest profit in Nigeria last year. Okay, yes, 3 out of it is a foreign company. One is MTN from South Africa. The second one is Airtel from India. The third one is Nestle from America. The other two, which is Bua Cement and the Dangote Cement, are Nigerian. And this, you know what really paid me?
Sorry.
This Bua Cement and the Dangote Cement, two of them, they are not. It's not the north. They are getting all their resources. They are getting all their resources in Abeokuta there, Lagos State there. That's where they're getting everything. And they relegate Yoruba people to where they are. And we are looking as if nothing is happening. Maiyegun, I don't know if you are very competent with Apapa and Tinkan.
Not much, but I've been there.
No, if you go there,
yes, sir.
No, honestly, not now. It's been there for a long time.
It's been like
you will cry.
Time.
Awusa and Fulani take over. Okay, they took over. They took over everything long time ago. I don't want to say something. In when they do the time of Abacha, I don't want to make mention of anybody's name. Okay, but this guy that told me this guy that I had this matter from his mouth is the husband to Buhari first daughter.
Right.
He told us
the Indimi people or something. I don't know.
No. Please, I don't. Maybe I can text you. I don't want to
okay, don't
mention on
it. Go on, sir.
Yeah, I don't want. So he's the head of Nemasa. That guy in Nemasa. Type it.
Nemasa. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people don't know. He's the husband to Buhari first daughter. Right. Okay, that head of the Nemasa. Yeah.
Well, you've unveiled him. You've unveiled him anyway. Because we'll just have to.
All right. Yeah.
Buhari's daughter didn't have two husbands, so I would say. But yeah, continue, sir.
I know. No, Buhari get different daughter.
No, I mean
from
that
first wife.
First daughter. She didn't have two husbands. So if you say Buhari's son-in-law to his first daughter, they will probably get people already have the picture of who you are talking about already. They've checked their phones as we are talking. They already have.
I know. Yeah. But I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So now, that guy told us that day. In his mouth, we are 3 people in the car, and he told us.
Yeah.
Because before they change this, there was NMA before, Nigerian Maritime Authority. Now they change it to NIMASA. Okay. Before they change it to Nemasa, during the time of Abacha.
Yeah.
So this guy now said to us, and he called us, and he called the other man. And he said to us, he said, excuse me, do you know, because that Nemasa was headed by 3 people, one Northern, one Southeast, and one Yoruba man. So now they removed the Southeastern man, remained only one man from the South, which is a Yoruba man. And that guy said to us that day, that now, do you know what happened? Danger is coming. They removed the only Southern that remained in the Nemasa today, and they put me. That's what the guy said. You understand? So now we are in serious trouble. Anybody that is thinking that solution is at whatever, we are deceiving ourselves. People should please let us get our land back. It's going to get worse. Nigeria can never get better. Because all the indices on the ground, there's no problem that doesn't have solutions.
Sure.
But with all this criminal polluting the political space, there's no chance.
No chance.
Because they went there just for themselves, not for people.
They went there for the purpose of making it exactly what it is now. And you can't ask them to fix it.
Oh yeah, because Nigeria is a marketplace. Because it's a marketplace, Nigeria is not a country. It's a marketplace. And the market will soon finish.
It's almost
everybody will go home.
Thank you so much, sir. Tonight, let me take other calls too. I mean, it's a new year. Majority just want to add. So that's a brilliant one from you, sir. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you, sir. So that's Olaoluwa there. For those of you who always listen to Olaoluwa, and then is parable way of presenting things as much as it does that so seamlessly. So he just dropped one there. Thank you. Now we have let me see. We have extra 20 minutes that we can still possibly take a few other calls like this. Let me see if this connects. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm fine.
Great. So happy New Year.
My name is Ololade.
Ololade.
Happy New Year to you, bro.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah.
It's good to hear from you. So,
but yeah,
I can tell. It's the first time. Where are you calling from? Sorry. Where are you calling from?
From UAE.
UAE, Dubai. God bless you for mentioning UAE.
Dubai.
All right. Ololade. Is that right? Ololade?
Yeah.
Now, I have been told several times by someone on my YouTube page that there's this problem with renewing your working visas, Nigerians in Dubai. Do you mind? I mean, you may have what you want to say. Do you mind just using 2 minutes to tell us about it, please?
Bro, not the small thing.
Not be small thing.
Let me just say it in Yoruba. Oguntoale is just like the whole world is against Nigeria. From time they banned for almost maybe like 4 months, they banned renewal of visa. Those are resident visa. They know they are not renewing their visas anymore. Now, this COVID-19 again is rising up here. Definitely, they are going to close the borders now. So there is going to be a lot of problem for so many people because many people will be trapped in here, and people that have gone out, they will be trapped outside. So it's a big issue here now. It's just like
I heard that many of you have been unable to walk. Like many of you have been unable to walk for months now. That it's pretty much like a terrible situation that survivor here and there has been so worse in the last 4 months. Tell me,
my brother. Some among us are just scavenging here and there. Find one petty job, do it so that they can earn something for you to be able to pay your rent. Because here they don't joke with their rent. You must pay. So it has become a very, very, very difficult situation for most Nigerians here now.
But there is Nigerian embassy in Dubai.
Something will happen.
Yeah, there's Nigerian embassy in Dubai. Do you?
Baba mi ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàgbé Nigerian embassy tá máa lọ tó máa gba gbogbo owó tí wọ́n lè gbé passport lẹ̀. I have a brother here that has been here for almost a year. He couldn't get a visa done. By the time we got him a job, the passport expired. We went to the embassy in Abu Dhabi. We paid money, for almost 3 months. They refused to release passport. They say there is no booklet.
God damn it, man.
Now the guy, we are arranging for him to just go back to Nigeria because he couldn't get a job because they will not even do visa for him again. So we are in a very serious shit.
What do you think? What do you think we can do, if I may ask? Yeah, Baba, like, let's put it this way, okay? Because apart from bringing it to the attention of everyone, which means that we still have to possibly expect them to do it, the Nigerian government and what have you, to do the right thing to the plight of the thousands of you who are trapped in this. You know what I mean now? So what do you think we can do? Like, since you live there, right? Some of you probably talk to yourselves and all that. Apart from bringing it to the limelight, what do you think we can do to help?
Well, as of now, we have a group called Ilana Omodua.
Okay.
And those guys have been doing a lot of background work, trying to help those that are in this kind of distress now.
Okay.
But, Mami, let me tell you, Nigerian embassy or whatever, they have nothing to offer us. You're on your own. You're on your own. So
you said that there is a Ilana Omodua group that seems to have some of you contact, like, where is that like a WhatsApp contact or physical contact where you meet? Do you meet in Abu Dhabi?
For now, we meet online.
Oh, you only meet
online? Except on occasions, they will just give online. They will give a particular location that, okay, let everybody meet in this. That's what is being done here. But mostly, everybody is online.
Mostly online. Now, Ololade, you know what we're going to do?
Understand.
Right? The next time you meet, I don't know if some of them are watching me right now as well, okay? The next time you meet, you can help us get a list of those who show up, their case and the rest of that, all right?
Okay.
So get the names, get the list. So that would be something, right? That would be something we can work with. And I'll tell you what that will do for us, okay? I'll tell you what that will do. It simply means if I want to talk about the Dubai situation, I can say we have 25 people of this same case, which is case by case. That's about 25 people, this 20 people, this 50 people, right? When we have this number, we can ask for help, including legal representation for all of you. Something that you can still work with under these current circumstances, which can be covered. We can work something out. If you can make that happen. And keep in touch. Olawade.
Okay, I will.
Thank you very much.
Now, some of the things that I just want to say in the program.
Yeah, please. Now you can say it, please.
Good thing that you have. That's all. Yeah. You know, ever since I've started watching Maiyegun General, you know, I developed this hatred for anything politics, any politician in Nigeria, because they have nothing to offer us.
That's right.
Now, to me, my own advice to the youth, because we have fought our own battle during the time of Abiola, during the time Showore led the protest that time. We have fought that time. If the youth of today have the same orientation that we have as at then, things will change. But you know, my own saying is that we never suffer enough. Let's deal with the Yoruba section. Let's leave the Igbo or whatever. When we start dealing with each other inwards, things will start happening.
Some said that we need to be respected.
Let's start from the local
but the only way we will be respected is when we do away with the people who have brought disrespect to us as a Yoruba people. Nobody will respect us out there when those who claim to represent us don't even respect us.
That is where I'm heading to. Let's say you in every local government environment, see youths that are there, if they have their head, if they know that they have the future to protect, see anybody they are voting for or whatever, even if there's going to be an election at all.
Yep.
Let's say you say we want to become a councillor, they will give you some guidelines.
Orientation.
You go give them that this is what I want to do. They will give you what they want, that you have to get this thing done. Maybe they will give that person 2 years to complete the first phase. Phase by phase. You are not going to be there forever.
Sure.
Let them give them that plan. And if you are unable to do it, they take you out. If you get there and they notice that the first thing that you bought for yourself is one big jeep, let them burn that jeep. Are you with that?
Abi.
Face
them those that would never indeed represent. I get that. I know. Baba.
You are not there to go and narrate yourself. Do things for the people. Yeah. Anyway, carry on with the show, my brother.
Thank you so much, Ololade. We're having a bit of a little problem with the delay in the communication, Bob. I love the fact that you called in, because if you didn't call in from UAE, right, this is the third time I am attempting to talk about that problem. I've been spoken to about it, but every now and then I haven't really found a way of bringing it to my audience to tell them where it will be believable. And I'm glad you called in today, because you didn't just remind me, you also shed light on this, and we're going to work around it this year. All the best.
Yeah. Don't worry, Mama. I will be.
God bless you. You stay safe, eh? Nice one. That's Ololade from Dubai, UAE, Dubai. For every one of my follower or subscriber from UAE, please, if you know about the online group that currently acknowledges your dilemma, the problem that you are facing in UAE, please, when they call for physical show up about this, it's not about you going there to give money or anything. It's about everybody finding themselves physically, knowing your stories, and possibly documenting them enough that will make it easier to push a bigger support for you. Nigeria won't help, of course, but there will be some other legal team right there in Dubai that probably do some work like this, where they will help people. So all we need to do is just push it so that you get something that's still, at least, even if it's going to be temporary, what have you, right? Or even if it's going to hasten up your visas and the rest, we can do that if we have enough numbers of those affected. Thank you. So I have another caller. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Happy New Year, this caller.
Yeah.
How are you, my brother?
I am very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
All right. I don't want to call him before. I just to call him, but the last week I said something about passport. Do you know that I've submitted my own passport since August? I've not received anything. They told me if I want to do express.
It's like it's global. Like everywhere you can get Nigerian passport because there's no booklet. Even here in the UK.
They said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the UK, they said to me, if you want to do a fast track, it's 120 or something. Somebody said it's 200 or something like that. Another person said 120.
You
fast track, yeah.
You pay 200, right? Is that with the passport fee or after paying the online passport application fee and the rest of that?
Yeah, that's what I said. If first of all you pay the what is it called, the online one, which is £70-something, then when I got there, that they gave me a date. And they didn't even give me a date.
Right.
The date was blocked. It's like they deleted the date. Before it was they give you the date to go there. Now they deleted it. So by the time I felt I was off, I went there. They said to me, you have to, if you want to take it, if you want to take it, if you have 130 pounds, fast track, you do it in between 2 days. What? After I paid about something, somebody told me there's a place in call very close to that place where you can do. If you have 200 pounds, you collect it the following day, or they put it to you the following. Of course, I'm telling you the truth.
In the UK.
So in the UK, that's what I said. Now we see most of the people that have British passports. I don't have to have a visa to go to Nigeria. Once you have a British passport, go to Nigeria. If they said no, the email is everything. They show you to them. Look, they refuse to give you a passport. This is what's going on. You have a British passport to get to take you back to UK.
Yes.
I think that's what a lot of people are doing now because I come here and paying 130, and I paid already £70-something pounds, equivalent of dollars or whatever they call it. So how come I want to pay about 130? It's not even one. I think it's an insult. It's a blow on someone's face. Being in Nigeria, somebody sits down somewhere, you have to pay extra £200 to have it. They say the next 2 weeks you have it, they post it to you of your country. Somebody told me there's a corner very close to the station. There is this Sherry station, something like that. You went there. There's a guy there. You pay. You buy a teller. I mean, what sort of rubbish you start hearing? This kind of country these days.
I don't know.
So I don't want to even come to your show, but the Lord was that guy said.
Because you felt like I'm experiencing same. I mean, I'm going to tell Maiyegun about it too. I've heard a lot about people who have been hustled. They hustle them.
Exactly.
That kind of money too. Until when they get to London, disappointed. Some of them needed this to file in different documentations elsewhere. Some of these even have to do with going on holidays or even like getting a new contract on their job and other. They mess them up. Then some of them are crying.
You know what? Exactly. So, for instance, like the Home Office asked them to bring their passport. Those guys, they have no choice. They have to do it. If they're paying, over £300 to get their passport done. But for those of us who know that they have don't go to Nigeria, because I'm in Nigeria, this is my point that's expired, and they bring their email to show for it. So are you going to say I'm not in Nigeria?
Well, they will have to prove that you're not. I mean, it's crazy. I've heard a lot of that kind of stuff, but it beggars belief sometimes when they now say we should be patriotic. Where is that patriotism come from? There must be something. There should be something that makes you feel like, though my country is bad, is this, but I still love the country. What is that thing? Is it the frustration, the depression, the hardship? Things that should be easy that become so terribly hard. Is that where we should get our patriotism from?
I don't just know. And you go there, you see all these mala them. You see their babariga. Over there, you can see right on their face, you see them put on babariga during the week.
Man.
Stay on your faces. This is a mala. Come on.
And they reek of incompetency too, because this is a matter of inefficiency, incompetency.
Forget about competency. Competency, that's your job. Forget about that one.
It is. I mean, who creates
it's obvious now.
Yeah, who creates
you don't have to argue over that. There's no competency here. You understand what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't know, but the angle I'm looking at it, you can tell.
It's a shame.
The way they are talking, the way they are doing, if you go get closer, you hear them speaking Mola, speaking Hausa.
If you get closer, if you hear a little Hausa, speak to them. That's where they become your friends. They can see their two colors. Speaking there, speaking. I don't know. They've turned everything to everything. They've turned the country to vernacular speaker. I don't know what is the official speaking is Hausa.
Even here in the UK, we are feeling that too. People said it's the same thing in Nigeria, all the ministry, everywhere, NNPC, Central Bank,
what
everywhere.
Are you talking about? You will
listen official language. Yeah.
You see them in that big dark cab. I mean, what's all this rubbish?
In London.
Oh, come on. Nigeria is the problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
God bless you, sir. You have a good evening, okay? And happy New Year to you.
You're welcome. Right? Yes, I'm really annoyed myself.
It can be so frustrating and annoying. I know. You take care.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you so much. That's another one there where we talk about the frustration. This is where I said when they now come to you to lie to you that Nigeria is getting better, that you just need to pray and all these other lies they will tell you. Don't just sit down there in that gathering. You need to speak up. You need to stand up and say, stop this nonsense, all these lies. Say it to them. Don't pretend that you can't talk. It's important that you do that, even if that's called resisting. You resist and you get people to when you begin to embarrass them that way, that's one power you are taking back. You are taking the power of control. You are taking back control. Because that's what they do. They manipulate you. They talk about your problem. They talk about the problems they created, which you have become the victims of it. Then they turn around to say they will offer you solution. They will offer you the leeway. They will give you the paradise, the freedom that you desire. Don't worry. Or they pretend all this while. This is the year that they are going to turn to your saviors. People who come to save you. Don't let the devil lie to you that they're coming to save you. They're not coming to save you. They're coming to loot you, steal you, brutalize you, and even kill you. But again, for those who are going to survive 2022, including my friends, because my friends should be smart enough that before Nigeria happened to you, it could be like saying, now you manage, no dodge the bullet, because nothing that is coming that you can't be prepared for. If you get extra money now, this year, start saving. Genuinely, start saving. Okay? Do your Father Christmas and what have you, God they do and now God they provide. Work on that, okay? So that you don't end up blaming God, the same God you praised, towards the January. By June, when Nigeria happened to you, you may decide to start blaming that God. I don't want you to. Manage what you have now. Buhari is coming to take them away from you. Whatever it takes, they will try to take everything away from you. But you know what? When you feel like this is enough, like many of us are feeling, right? You will say enough. And then you would act. And that's what will erupt. The real foundation of the corrupt system that has sustained these criminals for this long is about to experience a tsunami. Pastor E.A. Adeboye said there is going to be two storms coming from here, coming from there. Baba, no they disguise. We know the storm. The storm is that 2022 is the year of nemesis. If these criminals survive this 2022 and what is in stock, Baba, make all of them just give up. Nothing fit change or break Nigeria with them, okay? But it will be shaken to the rock bottom. They will be forced. Their hands will be forced to begin to do the right thing. And I can dream it. I can feel it. I can feel it like that. So let it come in and let it sink in. Be prepared. Is the point. Don't get caught unaware. Don't get caught off balance. When the economic jihad whistle is blowing all around, remember one thing. For those who are not prepared, the confusion is what will drag them on, unable to figure it out. But for those of you who are prepared, you will react. Your reaction will likely wake up those that they are waiting to manipulate. When they are awakened, the giants in you will wake. I want to see that happen this year because Buhari will push you to that point. And me, Maiyegun, I will help you understand why you must stand up and resist peacefully. So, to everyone who came on tonight, again, Happy New Year to you. To everyone who shared my video, thank you. For those of you who are just subscribing onto my channel for the first time, thank you. And for those of you who are going to see this video after it ends, trust me, thank you too. Happy New Year to every one of you. it will be a great year. So may the blessing, the peace, and the safety of our temple of truth, where sincerity, the truth, is the only thing that sets our minds free. We have this conscience that speaks truth only because it sets us free. So this spirit will go with you. You will speak truth and you will win hearts. You will lead people to that salvation. You will break even. You will break barrier. You will break boundaries of political movement that will change the course of history. If you believe it, shout a big amen there and say Happy New Year to every one of you. So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time. But remember, like, share, subscribe, and see me next time. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù.
bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o gbogbo ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé